Hey, happy Monday and welcome to today's live and welcome back if you've been here before. I'm the Urban Seer, your guide to love, destiny and manifesting the life you desire, and I go live every Monday and Friday for free tarot readings, and on Wednesdays I share more in-depth pre-recorded readings, so be sure to check out the info on that. The list is still open for your questions answered video as well. But it's good to be back. I've had a week off. I'm feeling rested. I'm feeling restored. I hope everyone is good in the chat. Good morning, Kimmy. I'm doing well. I hope you are too, Kimmy. Lovely to see you here. Sambreen, thank you so much. It was a great break. Nettie. Mystic Road, Sonali, Andrea and Danny. I'm just going to post the list so we all know where we're at and we'll get into it. Hey, Anne. I'm good, thank you. And I hope everyone is doing well here. And if you're not, if you're having a difficult time, if you are struggling, then I hope today's reading brings you some clarity, brings you some peace, and allows you to connect to spirit. That's what this is all about. So I'm going to head over, get the list, and we'll get started. First up, we did have Danny, but I know that Danny was having trouble with getting online. But, you know, Danny's a regular here, so I'll go ahead and start that reading from first, and then you can watch it at some point. Unless Danny is here, then obviously give us a shout, but let's get into it. Danny is wanting to look at his and Lance's connection. Recently got into a disagreement with Lance, says Danny, because in the last 2 years he refuses to open up emotionally and it causes tension between us. He says he doesn't care if I walk away. Does Lance care if I walk away? Now that's pretty wounding, isn't it, to say that? Obviously to say I don't care if you walk away, that's pretty intense. Let's see what this is all about, you know. So Spirit, please give us a comment on the question being for Danny. Does Lance care if Danny walks away? It's a major arcana. So there are big feelings, big emotions involved here. And the world cosmos, or in the traditional deck, this would be the world. And this is all about cycles, endings, new beginnings. So in answer to your question, Danny, would Lance care? This would certainly bring an intense ending to a cycle, would be an end of a cycle for them, and an end of an important cycle. Okay? Tell me more, Spirit. And another major arcana, the Emperor. So someone in this situation is, and I think it's them, I think it's Lance's energy, okay? The Emperor, when they're in their power, they are great leaders, they are great, they're great people to rely on in many respects. They can, you know, if they are the boss energy of the deck. But the shadow side of the Emperor is that they can be controlling, okay? And I think that Lance's issues of why they like to be in control. I know you said that they struggle with opening up emotionally. I know that they struggle And that's what's caused this sense of frustration, yeah, that they're closed off. And that's about because they want to stay in control. And I think by throwing this out, this hurtful message to you, Danny, of I don't care if you leave, do what you want. It's them having this tight rein of what's kind of most important to them above all else, I think, is being in control. So that's something, you know, do you want to be in a connection with someone like that? Yes, it would signify an ending to them if they were to lose you, and it would mean starting a whole new cycle and beginning again in many respects with the World card here. But there's something about their energy that is still stands now, Danny, that what's even more important maybe than even losing you in this connection is that they stay in control. So if someone's not prepared to take a risk, you know, make themselves vulnerable, put themselves on the line, that might not be enough for you, Danny, okay? So that's something worth knowing about Lance and Lance's energy, that they are still there. Yes, it would impact them. Yes, it would mean starting again. It's a major arcana. It would impact them. But more important than that is that they stay in control. And that would be in any relationship, any connection. So I hope that resonates. So let's moving on now to, we have Anne Franklin, my love, if you were here. Please go ahead and post your question. Oh, there we go. She already has. Thank you kindly. Just see what Kimmy has said here. I think my like number was 1 and 11. I didn't realise this was the same video. No problem, Kimmy. You are 3rd on, so you're after Anne today. So Anne asks, can you give me a general insight or guidance on how the rest of my 2025 will unfold? I certainly can. Let's see what Spirit says. So Spirit, for Anne, please give us some general insight and guidance on how the rest of Anne's 2025 will unfold. What is the energy surrounding this? What is unfolding? Ace of Inspiration, so a new beginning of sorts, Anne. And the inspiration energy, so this is in the traditional deck, is the fire element, it's wands. So this is the rest of the year is about the energy around fire and around wands or inspiration is action orientated, okay? It's following inspired action though. So not just, you know, moving for moving's sake, it's moving with intention. Yeah, you were getting a lot of wands energy, I think, and around you in general. So being struck with, you know, following those new ideas, those seeds of inspiration, and I think nurturing them, Anne. You know, it's like when I always think of the Ace of Inspiration of, you know, when we're trying to start a fire and then you get a spark, and we really have to nurture that spark. Like if you smother it, it goes out. If you give it too much, you know, too much wind, too much oxygen, in turn it goes out. So you need to that spark at the beginning, it needs to be nurtured in order to grow and become a fire. So I would be mindful as well, what's coming through is, you know, these ideas that you have inside of these dreams and what inspires you and what your ambitions as well, because fire is connected to our ambitions, whatever that might be, in career, in love. You know, we're always giving birth to new ambitions. I would be mindful of who you share these with as well. So that's one way to protect yourself and nurture these flames, is to not share ideas and inspired action, thoughts, ideas, etc., feelings with people where it's not safe. That's just one message that might resonate as well. So maybe keep things to yourself until you've got a fire going. Yeah, if that makes sense, until it's big enough to be, say, look, hey, this is my idea, this was my idea, this was my ambition, and look at it now. So yeah, the rest of the year is about that, nurturing those ideas, allowing the fire to grow, and by the end of the year, that you will, if you're able to do that, you will have something really, you'll really have something going, and that's what I believe. So I hope that resonated. So next up we have Kimmy, my love. Please go ahead and post your question whenever you're ready. For anyone who's interested, you might have seen it in the chat. The Your Questions Answered video, which is a more in-depth reading for your questions. So a different kind of energy to the lives, where we move quickly and we kind of get straight, you know, to the point in many respects. The pre-recorded Wednesday videos are more in depth. For your more maybe complex questions. I never do yes no questions or timelines, so please do check out the guidelines. And basically, with all tarot reading, the more detail you give me, the more meaningful reading that you have. Particularly with me being an energy reader, it allows me to connect with you, your situation, the people in that situation. So the list is still open for that. If you have a more complex question and want an in-depth reading, that will be posted on Wednesday. It's posted every Wednesday. So check that out. The link is in the chat. Oh, hi Chanley, my love. Please, the list is still open, Chanley. So if you want to, you're on the list now. I better actually close the list. That reminds me, because it has filled up very quickly. Bear with me. So Kimmy, did you post your question? Please go ahead and post your question. You are next. So we have Kimmy, then we have Andrea. So if you just want to be ready. And the list is now closed. So I'll post the final list. I'm not sure if Kimmy is still here then. Next we have Andrea. So Andrea, my love, if you want to go ahead and post your question. And this is the final list that I'll post now. There is a bit of a delay in the chat coming through to me, so if you think that I haven't seen your questions, it's because it comes through slightly later, so just bear that in mind. So we have Kimmy, we have Andrea, and then we have Judite. If you want to go ahead and post your questions, just so we can keep things moving. And like I say, that if you would like a deeper personalized reading, that list is still open. The link is in the chat there. Thank you, Andrea. So I don't do yes no questions, I don't do timelines, but or Tia, if you want, I can see how, because I think some people may not be here, so I may have time for read for you if you are okay to hold on to you. So Andrea says, is it a good idea to move in with my stepdaughter in Chicago? Let's have a look at the energy surrounding this. Like I say, I don't do yes, no, and I don't do timelines. So please bear that in mind when you are asking your questions. I'm an energy reader, and I look at the energy surrounding the situation, what's coming, to give us insight, to give us guidance. But let's have a look for Andrea, the energy surrounding this potential move, yeah? Ooh, Page of Materials. So we're still at the contemplation stage of this. There is a connection here. There is a bond. I always think when I see this card that there's great minds think alike sort of comes to mind. The Page of Materials energy, what I would say with materials, so this is the element of earth, Andrea, and it's about, if it's possible, okay, to kind of take it slow. It could be a timing issue, that maybe there is a strong bond here, there is a positive connection here, and what can come from this connection is, you know, we see these flowers really kind of blossoming, yeah? This dress here that is in kind of full bloom, yeah? It's nice energy. Page of Materials could be asking you to ask, to go over the practicalities of this situation and this move. Materials energy is very much about the 3D, the here and now, the kind of the nuts and bolts of the situation, okay? And taking your time with this to go over that, to think, how would this practically really work? Maybe even if it's about looking at the lifestyles that you have, maybe if it's about looking literally at the financials, you might have that sorted out or feel like you already have that sorted out, but Spirit is asking you to kind of revisit that and go over, dotting the I's, crossing the T's, the details of the situation, and to make sure that everything is correct in that aspect and not rushing this. So the whole energy about it is allowing it to unfold naturally, allowing it to take time, okay? To take your time with it. And then if that all feels right, if that all falls into place and you've got all the practical side of it, then I would say, yeah, it's okay to move forward with that. Anything else, Spirit? I just want to dig a little bit deeper because I am nosy. Muse of Voices, this is the King of Swords. Again, it's about looking at things in kind of harshly, if that makes sense, like not taking the rose tinted glasses off, not just thinking, oh, this is all gonna be unicorns and rainbows. It's kind of making the difficult decisions, looking at the harsh reality of the situation, and then if you still feel like it would be a good move after that, then yeah, confidently move forward. But the King of Voices energy and the Page of Materials is a very strategic, mind over matter. We're looking at it from our heads. We're not being ruled by our hearts in this situation. And I feel like Spirit is trying to look after you so you don't get yourself in a situation that isn't right for you, Andrea. So I hope that resonates. It's not saying no, but it's just saying strip it down, look at it in a harsh light, be brutally honest with yourself, and if it survives that, then yeah, then it's move forward. So I hope that resonates. I will have a look at Samreen. I'll read for you at the end, see if you're still here. So, Judite, my love, are you here? Are you here? We have Judite, and then we have Eco 7. We have Judite, Eco 7, and then Mystic Road, sorry, if anyone is here, please go ahead, post your question. Hey, Eco 7. Sure thing. Eco 7 asks, may I get a universal message for my eldest daughter, please? Absolutely. Anything in particular, Eco 7, that is going on for her that you want me to consider? Obviously, just share what you're comfortable with. But like I say, the more detail, the more context you can give me allows me to connect with your energy. So I'm not a psychic medium. I am an energy reader. And it just allows me to give context as to why Spirit brings through the cards that they do. Two materials. Education, says Eco 7, about high school entry exam. She's 15 years old, initial K. Juggling, potentially feeling overwhelmed. Not necessarily negative, this energy. I always think it's like a busy period that she is experiencing. Say this high school entry exam, it's like having a lot going on, trying to maintain balance. Okay, so what she needs to do, what you can help her do, is about how to navigate this. Is we're trying to stay centered and we're trying to stay grounded throughout this, because the two materials energy, it can be good, yeah, like this is quite exciting. There's opportunities for growth, for blossoming, for progression, yeah. There's a lot of movement here. She has a lot on her plate, yeah. So that's come through straight away, that it's like there's a lot going on. And see this person here, it's like they're throwing their head back and they're kind of maybe having a bit of a like, oh my goodness, you know, like I'm stressed. But it's also kind of exciting in another way. So we're kind of up and down. So yeah, we need to stay centered. We need to stay grounded. I don't know even if she would be, I know teenager, you know, may not be open to meditation, but I don't know if she has a spiritual connection in any way, you know, like even just 10-15 minutes a day, something maybe you could do together. I know that might be a long shot with a teenager, but I don't know if that's something that you do, or maybe something more like going for a walk together, or if she has ways to, what are her coping mechanisms? You know, is it exercise? Is it, you know, is it doing some yoga? What helps her decompress and stay grounded? And is there anything that maybe you could do together? Or maybe she prefers to do it alone. You know her, so encourage her in that way. If she hasn't got those coping mechanisms, maybe you could suggest some that would align with her. Anything else, Spirit? The Emperor. The Emperor energy is the Emperor is very capable. And like I touched on earlier, the Emperor energy is when they are shining and thriving, they are amazing at making stuff happen, and have, maybe this is your daughter if it resonates, that they have a very kind of mature spirit in some ways, and I feel like this is actually like a confidence boost from Spirit to her, that she's got this, she can handle it, she's very, very capable. But the shadow side, which is maybe where she could spin off, is when we're trying to control, when we're under pressure and we try to control every eventuality and every outcome. And that can bring in anxiety, can bring in stress, it can bring in those kind of energies of trying to control too much. And that's might be how it manifests for her in feeling overwhelmed, is that it can become controlling. You know, some people, when they're stressed, kind of tend to, some people might collapse and like not be able to, become paralyzed in not being able to take action and move forward. With your daughter more, I see that she kind of just gets more and more tightly wound, maybe. Something to be mindful of as well. But also the light side of this Emperor card, I think, is coming through to you, Eco 7, to say that, you know, she's very, very capable and has got this. So reassure her of that, yeah? Eco says she exercises, swimming, cycling. That's good. De-stresses. Yes, Judite, please go ahead and post your question. And Mystic Road, please go ahead and post your question too. She is quite mature, says Eco 7. So I hope that resonated, Eco. Hi Kimmy, I did call for you, but I think you missed your name. But if I've got time at the end, I will read for you. I'm not sure if you, I think you missed that. I did call your name a few times. Like I say, if I've got time at the end, I will read for you. Okay, so we've got Judite first, then we've got Mystic Road. So I'll read for Judite. Judite asks, what is the energy of my manager Zoe towards me? Thank you so much, Nat Nat. Thanks for your submission for Wednesday reading as well. I look forward to reading for you. And thanks for popping in. Okay, Judite, what is the energy of my manager Zoe towards me? Ooh, nice energy. Do you get mixed messages, Judite? Because the three materials, whatever, I don't know what you're picking up on feeling, but the three materials is positive energy, okay? So Zoe's energy towards you with the three materials, it is about having a common goal, and it is about collaboration. And always with the message of three materials, I always feel like that it can often be about, maybe you have a different approach. Maybe you have, you know, we're all very unique as individuals, and we all have different ways of working, different ways of approaching things. And also what comes through is maybe different priorities. So what you think to be the most maybe important aspect of the job of work might differ to hers. But this is very hopeful in the sense of that overcoming difficulties, working together. So this is obviously, you might have different feelings. You might have different feelings towards her, but her feelings towards you are positive. Is let's work together, let's collaborate. She thinks anyway that, you know, we have a similar goal. We're all heading in the right direction. There's 3 people here as well. So maybe this is someone else in the mix here who is part of the working dynamic, or this can just be, you know, the extension of the team. Yeah, if that makes sense. So, you know, yeah, this isn't your feelings, Judite, this is hers. So I suppose that's something, if that is reassuring, maybe this is something, she sees you in a positive light. She wants to work with you. She maybe ultimately wants to work through differences that you might have as well. But she wants to collaborate. She wants to continue working with you. That, of course, doesn't have to be mirrored back by you. You might find that she's really difficult to work with. She might not align with you. She might, you know, not match your energy, be good for you, Judite, which is a separate question. But I hope this brings you confirmation with regards to how she sees the situation and how she feels about you. It is certainly positive on her side. Okay, so Mystic Road. Thank you, Anne. Yes, Amreen, just wait for I'll call you when there's also a list that has been posted above if you want to know where you're at. Please be patient, please be kind. Mystic Road asks, Mystic Road is wondering what's coming towards me in love. I am single. Absolutely. You're welcome, Judite. You're welcome. So Mystic Road, this is for you. What is coming next in love? Oh my goodness. Major Arcana, the Empress. So the Empress card is the Divine Feminine. And the Empress card is... What first came through is about... The Empress card often can talk about, to me, about tapping into knowing our self-worth and in many ways nurturing ourselves first, putting ourselves first. We have a universe. This Empress has like a universe inside of them, and they have so much to offer. And if you are, say, manifesting, this channel I talk a lot about manifesting and about manifesting the love that you want to bring into your life if you are single, for an example, which is a situation that a lot of people are in. And what to do in that, you know, if we want, it's not great to think of it this way, but a waiting period, okay? But it's about always returning the focus and in some ways the control back to ourselves, okay? And about, you see how this person here, this woman, is emitting a really powerful signal that is full of life, that is full of positivity, and it's full of love, and it's full of self-worth. And this, understanding this about yourself, feeling this about yourself, being in your Empress energy, which is about taking a kind of divine, feminine, soft approach as well, not trying to make it happen, but instead trying to be and stay in that state of flow, which will bring the love that you desire through to you. So in essence, Spirit is telling you and advising you to focus on yourself at the moment, and to build yourself up, to do the things that bring you joy, that bring you pleasure, and build up your confidence, your self-worth, your happiness, your joy. So that when you are attracting love, attracting someone, it's not a need, but it's just an added extra into your life. And if you do practice manifestation, or Spirit is encouraging you to practice manifestation, to do that, to focus on aligning with your own energy and aligning with your own confidence, and imagine the kind of love as well that you want to bring into your life, and staying in that energy as well. So the message from Spirit at the moment, in order to bring the love that you want into your life, we need to first focus on ourselves. So I hope that resonates. So next up we do have Sun Marine Text. So Sun Marine Text, what are my ex's feelings towards me as I am feeling detached from him? Not manifesting, not affirming anything, okay? Because I know you were. That's a good place when we reach that kind of detached place in our manifestations as well. It's almost what we're aiming for a lot as well. We'll look at the cards to find out. Let's see. Three of Inspiration. So this is Three of Wands, and this is the message, okay? So with your ex's feelings and regarding your ex, Samreen, I believe that this is saying that your ships will come in regarding this dynamic and regarding this situation, and that being that they will at some point reach out to you and want to reconnect with you. But also what comes through is that at that point, when it does happen, that you may be so detached or have gone through so much in your own process that it might not even be something that you want anymore. And there's something here in this card as well. We see like a domino effect, and to me this talks about, it speaks today about a tipping point, because you are holding space for, or have been holding space for, this energy, and that you're going through your own journey and your own internal process with this connection still. Okay, this connection in many ways is still alive, and it's still part of your energetic field, okay? But as time has gone on, maybe you are becoming more and more detached, more and more neutral about the outcome. So it's kind of commenting on that, on the distance that you are feeling in your own journey. But it also is saying, with this Three of Inspiration, it's always a promise to me that the ships will come in. So whatever you have been wanting, whatever you have been focusing on, almost even if you want it or don't want it now, it will happen at some point. But at that point, you might want to revisit it. You might want to try it out, you know, the reconnection, and see where it takes you. Or you might feel at that point that you were done with it. So I hope that resonates with you. For in some ways, it doesn't matter what he's feeling right now. What matters in some ways is the message that Spirit has brought through, that they will want to reconnect with you at some point. But who knows where you'll be in your life and in your feelings at that point when it does. But maybe take some peace, if that gives you some inner peace, gives you some way of being at some stillness. to know that to know, you know, not just want them to come back, but to know that they will. So I hope that resonated. So next we have, oh, thank you, Anne, for posting your question. Awesome. Anne says, can I have a general love reading, please? I am single. Absolutely. Spirit, please bring a message through regarding love for Anne. Ooh, Major Arcana, Anne, and a lovely one at that. We have the Star card. Do not give up hope. That is the Stars card's message, okay? It is, this woman here is holding on to the dream, the wish, whatever that may be. It might be a particular person, or it might be that you have a strong sense, Anne, of what you want from love. The kind of love that you want. There's something about this energy in this card that comes through that it's quite almost particular in, it's a specific star, okay? It's not just love, like any kind of love. It's a specific kind of love. And like I say, it might be a specific person, or it could just be that you have a very strong sense of the kind of love that you want. Now, if you haven't, that doesn't resonate, then I would say that Spirit is asking you to build on this energy and to bring through the love that you want, to get really specific as well about what it is that you want, and to get into the details of it. How would it make you feel? What kind of relationship, you know, is it marriage that you want, or is it something that's more less traditional than that, say, for example, you know, to kind of look at the practical side of it alongside also how it would make you feel. But the Star card is also says very simply, it's all the energy as well of the promise of a wish coming true. So it's really saying to you that what you want is out there and is on its way to you. It has like a wish upon a star energy, and it has a purity. So hold that, don't give up. Hold on to, you know, if you've got a high ideal as well, like don't settle. Go for that big love, that big feeling, whatever your specifics are of love, whatever your deal breakers are, your boundaries, you know, what you expect and what you want. Hold on to all of that, okay? Don't settle, and don't give up hope as well. If maybe that you get down, that sometimes that you think maybe it's never going to happen, and this is the Star card to say it is on its way to you. It's a beautiful card, a beautiful energy, a very spiritual energy as well. So if you are a spiritual person, lean on Spirit and tap into that to help carry you sort of through the period of when we're waiting for this love. But the main message is, I feel like, is just saying, don't give up. It is on its way to you. Next up, we have another Annie, this would be, if you were here, my love. Annie. And then we have Sonali. And then I will have to, so we have Anne, Sonali. I'll just post here. Thank you, Anne. That's lovely for you to say. Anne says that card reflects everything I wish to hear. It speaks directly through you. Resonated so much. I'm so pleased to hear that, Anne. I'm just going to post the the remainder, the last list, like an update. Chanley. So we have Annie, we have Sonali, we have Nettie. Let me know who's here still, just so I can see where we're at. No worries here, you're very welcome. Like I say, for anyone still here as well, if anyone would like a more in-depth reading, this is for more complex questions, okay? Something that needs a bit more time, a bit more digging into the question. There is, I do a pre-recorded video that goes live every Wednesday. You may have seen the videos. It's called Your Questions Answered, and that is, the list is still open. The link is in the chat, or you can find the details on my community page for that as well. But do check that out if you want, if you would like to say a bit more of an in-depth reading. Check out the guidelines for that on the community page. Okay, so I don't think Annie's here. I don't think Sonali's here. So we'll keep moving forward. We have Nettie, Chanley, thank you. I will read for you next. Sorry, Kristen, the list is closed today. Catch me on Friday. Tia, go ahead and post your question as well. And Kimmy, if you are here. If you are here and you would like a reading, just go ahead, post your question now, and I will read whoever posts first. Okay? So, Chanley, my love, this is for you. Chanley wants to know, month of July, anything Spirit could tell me regarding love, events going on. Okay. I'm good, Chanley, as well. I feel rested, I feel restored after my break last week. It was good. So let's have a look at Chanley July. And love specifically in July. Let's see what that has in store for you. Ooh, nice. A softer energy, Chanley, because you've had, I always feel like in love that you've had of late, like, quite tough energies in a way, like lessons and releasing people that don't align with you. And this is a nicer energy in July, 9 of emotions, so it's cups. And 9 of emotions is about contentment, some kind of emotional satisfaction coming through, getting what you want out in love, really, in the area of love, your cup being filled. Okay, so what nice energy to see. I'm going to pull one more in maybe how this will come through, a specific, you know, I imagine it would be a connection maybe, but let's see. We've got the genie's lamp in the corner here, which is connected. 9s are always connected to wishes coming true, I think. You know, it has a kind of spiritual, magical element to it, the number 9 as well. So in numerology, 9 is a spiritual, esoteric number in many ways. Tell me more about this 9 of them. Oh, look at this. So the Star card, a wish coming true. What is that wish that you are holding in love? Like if you were to be really sort of, you don't have to share it here, obviously, Chanley, but this is about being really honest with yourself, the Star card, like this wish that you, it's almost like a secret, yeah? Like the way that she's holding it close to her chest, you know, holding it, the expression, you're keeping your cards close to your chest. There's almost like there's this secret wish, which may be connected to a specific person. Take what resonates, Chanley. Or if it's, you know, it's obviously in the area of love. It's like a long held wish with the Star card. You know, it's about the promise of a wish come true, the promise, just like we had for Anne earlier, it's about that wish coming true. And Spirit's saying not to give up on that, to persist with this, to hold on to it. You know, sometimes Spirit would say, you know, this energy needs to be released, which you've been doing a lot of, releasing old energies. There's something about in the area of love for you, Chanley, about Spirit is saying, hold on to this wish, okay? Hold on to this energy. And then the connection with that, whatever your kind of secret wish, I want to say, there is some emotional fulfillment in that area. So the love that you want, a specific love that you want, maybe a reconnection with someone, getting something, getting some kind of, what's the word that I'm looking for? Like some emotional satisfaction from someone giving you what you want, getting finally in a way, getting that kind of love that you want, and the contentment and satisfaction and kind of inner peace that will bring. So both beautiful energies, extremely positive. After a period of shedding, you're now holding space for something that you really want. And this looks like in July, the month of July, that you will get some of that, Chanley. You will get some of that energy. Okay. Nettie, my love, this is for you. General reading. So I'll read for Nettie, then I'll read for Tia Bia, and then for Kimmy, if you are here. So Sonali, I did give you a call, but you were missed, unfortunately. I'll see if I do have time, but like I said, I did call, and then just keep things moving. I do have to skip. So this is for Nettie, my love, general reading. Muse of Voices, or King of Swords, Nettie. This is about needing to really stick to your guns on something, Nettie, and speak out. And the King of Swords is, in many ways, does not care about other people's feelings, not in a horrible way, but in a kind of that they will tell you the truth. They will sock it to you, okay, with the truth. The King of Swords, or the Muse of Voices, will. So they will communicate their truth. They will tell you exactly how it is. And there are times in our life, you know, where we need to show up like that. We need to speak out for ourselves. We need to speak out for what we want. We also sometimes need to cut ties with people, places, things, because the Voices or Swords is sometimes about cutting ties with things that don't serve us, that making tough decisions, because it's a very decisive energy as well. So if we think of a sword, you know, cutting through the kind of the confusion, the nonsense, the you know, if someone's not showing up how we need them to, and we've asked them to repeatedly, we've expressed what we need. This is just an example, okay? We've expressed what we need. We've said, this is how I feel. This is what I want. This is what's going on for me. I need you to respect this boundary. I need you to respect these wishes. This is just an example, okay? And then that person ignores that, and we can't control their behavior, okay? But they ignore that and they cross our boundaries, they disrespect us, they don't listen and take on board what we've shared. That is a sign to bring in this Muse of Voices energy and potentially cut ties with this person. It's that kind of energy, okay? It's decisive, it's tough, it's going to help you move forward. So this has come through to you for a reason, Nettie. It's a general reading, so apply to what area resonates with you. But a situation or a person, you need to bring this step into your Muse of Voices, King of Swords energy, okay? And maybe make some tough decisions. So I hope that resonated. You have that in you, Nettie. You have your connect to your inner King of Swords. Okay, so we have Tia Bia, my love. Tia says, as I closed out the cycle with the Leo, yeah, the Pisces came back around. It's funny how that happens, isn't it? And expressed interest. Wanted to take a look at S's feelings and intentions towards you. Absolutely, Tia. Kimmy, if you are here, please go ahead and post your message, your question even. But Tia, this is for you, and we are looking at the Pisces, their feelings towards you. Their feelings, their intentions. Oh, look at that. Just fell out. I don't feel like this is the Pisces so much, but are we having disagreements or some kind of, we're either having some internal conflict or some external conflict, Tia? Are you feeling conflicted? Let's have a look at their feelings and intentions. Three of Emotions it's a card of celebration in many ways, Tia. So it's a light energy. It's a very social energy as well. It's like they enjoy your company. They enjoy hanging out. I wonder if this three, because it always, whenever I see a three, that there's, I think this is you though more, that there is maybe you have cut ties with a Leo, but obviously there might be some residual feelings there. And that the conflict, again, let me know if it might not be the Leo, but there's, you know, there's some conflicted feelings here for you. So you're the third party situation is your conflicted feelings, okay? So maybe you are feeling torn between the Leo and moving forward with this the Pisces. Does that make sense? So it's all good on his side. He's enjoying your company. It makes him happy. It's a time for celebration for him. And it's all right to feel conflicted for you. That, you know, this is all about testing the waters and working things out. So you're completely done with the Leo. Okay, that's good. But S may have some concerns about him. Okay, so maybe he feels like He's in a third party situation with you, but he doesn't have anything to worry about. So maybe that's something to bear in mind here. I mean, all you can do is reassure him, and he'll have to move forward with that and manage that insecurity himself, if that makes sense, okay? What are you feeling conflicted about, out of interest? So guidance on this, Spirit. Let's get some clarity, because there's some messiness here in the energy, yeah? Your conflict, and then the Pisces concerns about, are they in a third party situation? So you're worried if this seems okay, if it's just seen as a good time, not a long time. Okay. So, Spirit, it might be too early to tell to you, but we'll see. Good time or a long time? 10 of Inspiration. You will be able to put this burden down to you. This 10 of Inspiration is, this to me signifies like a change on the horizon energetically. The fact that you freed yourself from that Leo is huge, okay? At the moment, I feel like you almost both have one foot in and one foot out. And yes, it is just about enjoying each other's company at the minute. But that's also something to celebrate. It's okay to enjoy this stage of light-hearted energy. And then I do see a shift in the future. So this is more future energies of where we're heading. The 10 of Inspiration is being able to put down a burden that you are carrying, which is maybe this conflict, okay? Worries, fears that you get over time. Things will become more secure, more certain. And then after this 10 of Inspiration, we put down almost like the messiness that is lingering, I feel like. And then we get to start, maybe move forward with an ace together and have a kind of almost a new beginning within this connection. And then it's like we can feel more like we can move forward confidently. There's some old energy that is lingering, which may be the Leo's energy. It certainly is, because if he's mentioning the Leo, that energy is still cycling out, okay? So sometimes we just need to give things a bit more time to get on solid ground. At the minute, try to just be in the moment as much as possible, Tia. I know that can be difficult, but just try to celebrate the moment and enjoy each other's company. That will actually help you, you know, treading lightly will help you get rid of this old energy. That's the best way forward, is to be as present as possible. And you know, the irony of that is that it moves you more into where you want to be. So I hope that makes sense. Okay. So I don't think Kim is here. Who is... Hi, Ivo. Thank you so much for popping in and sending hugs and likes. Thank you so much. It's lovely to see you here. Is anyone else... Let me know if you are here and still waiting for a reading. I still have a bit of time left, so I don't know if anyone is still here. Sonali, my love, go ahead and post your question again if you don't mind. Realise that the Leo is a narcissist. Yes, absolutely, Sonali. Well, I'm glad you're feeling freer of that energy, Tia. And then, you know, we can you can finally be able to move forward. So Sonali asks, Sarub, I hope I'm pronouncing that right, sorry if I'm not, their current feelings towards you, no contact since 2 days. Okay. Have a great day, Tia. Awesome. I look forward to reading you for Wednesday. Okay, this is for Sonali, my love. Let's have a look at Sarub's current feelings towards you. No contact, 2 days. Ooh, Major Arcana. Sonali. Justice. So I feel like what comes through, Sonali, you know, if you've had a disagreement, or I don't know or maybe you've just sort of fallen into no contact. Justice is a card about karma in many respects, and about reaping what you sow. So if you've kind of done what's needed to be done in the past, the right thing, then that will benefit you. Okay, there's some kind of justice happening here. For the person who's kind of laid the groundwork and done the right thing. And there's also some karma coming through for someone in this situation who's maybe not done that, who has been avoidant, who has not stepped up, has not done what is needed to be done in many respects, and that coming back round to bite you. Yeah. And there's some kind of transformation happening behind the scenes. Maybe this has been a long time coming in this connection scenario, okay? It doesn't just have to be in this kind of short period of this no contact. Maybe this has been, with it being a major arcana, that this has been a long time coming, and a situation almost coming to a head, okay? So have they done wrong by you? Have they been avoidant? Have you been that person? You know, I don't know the ins and outs of this connection, but this connection is transforming, and there will be some kind of justice for someone who, for in a way, the person who has been hard done by in this connection, if that's you, if that's them. It's time, really, when we see the justice card, it's a turning point. It's time to step up or ship out, is always what I see. Can you see how this connection, this is both your energy at the moment? There's some distance. He's avoiding. Okay, he's avoidant, I think. So this is a fork in the road for you, Sonali. So you've gone into no contact now. I feel like they will cycle back in this connection. You know, you will hear from them again, but it is a fork in the road. And I think about if you've spoken your truth and stepped up to them and spoken out that you need more or you want more. Maybe you've done that and that's what's brought in this no contact, or that's what's needed. Okay. So I do feel like that this is a fork in the road for you, Sonali, with them. And maybe they realise that as well, because the question was, how do they think and feel about you? It's a major arcana, and I feel like things have come to a head. So don't back down in this. If you have stood up to them, if you have asked for what you want, then don't back down. This is an important crossroads. If you haven't spoken out, then maybe now it's time to do so. We're at that point, okay? We can't go back to how it was, okay? So yeah, This is a turning point in the connection, Sonali. I hope this resonates for you. Keep us posted. Like I say, if you have, now is the time to speak out if you haven't already, to ask for what you want and to hold your boundaries. So Andrea, hold on one second. I'll just pop it in the chat again. I don't know why that's not working. You can find the link on the community page, Andrea, if it's not working in the chat, but I will just post it. One second. If you, Andrea, I think you're talking about the Wednesday's readings, yeah? The more in-depth readings, I believe you're talking about. So try that link there, Andrea. And that should take you, you just need to select go to site. If that doesn't work, like I say, then check out the community page because the link is there as well. But that link's working for me, the one that I've just posted in the chat there, so that should be fine. And then you just select go to site when it opens it, because it's redirecting you away from YouTube. But everyone, thank you so much for being here today, for bringing your questions, for bringing your energy. It's lovely to connect with you all. I will be live again on Friday, so please do look out for the time confirmation. I will post that on Thursday. But love and light to everyone. Wishing you a blessed rest of the day, evening, wherever you are.